Good morning. Good early morning. I'm a curly girl today. Hey, Star City Kitty. Good morning. How are you? Hey, Sonia. I got your inbox on Twitter, and so I want to follow up. If you inbox me your good morning, inbox me your email address so that I can follow up with you via email and not Twitter. How are you, Star City Kitty? How was your holidays? Hey, Edie. Good morning, guys. Good morning. You're back from Orlando. How did it go? Hey, St. Louis, Rochelle. It was horrible. Why? Are you horrible? Is it horrible because now you're back, or was Orlando horrible? Why was Orlando horrible? I want to know. I'm interested. I really want to know. Hey, Nikki Curry. Good morning. Hi. Hey, Mary. Good morning. So I was doing some reading yesterday. One of the things that I've been doing in the past couple of days is kind of reading through some of the notes and the stuff and my journal entries and all that stuff from 2015. And one thing that kept reoccurring, and I don't know if the message is for me. Hey, Aaron, how are you? If the message is for me or if the message is for somebody else. Oh, friends turned into enemies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So it was like the vacation from hell. Is that what happened? That's never good. So I'm sorry. Sorry that was your experience. And one of the themes that kept coming up in my review of things. Hey, Houston, good morning. Hey, girl, how are you? Is that things did not happen in 2015. And one of the reoccurring messages that I kept hearing over and over was delayed but not denied, delayed but not denied, delayed but not denied. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that because I know a lot of people, even though they were probably really, really happy with the way things went. Thank you for the hearts. You guys can always tap the screen and give me hearts. I'm getting lots of colorful hearts this morning. Thank you. And so even though they were really happy with some of the progress that they made in 2015, they weren't as, they didn't get everything done. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about why things may be delayed and how to handle when things are delayed. Because I think that, like I said, 2015 was a good training ground for a lot of us, but things were not fulfilled the way that we thought that they were going to be fulfilled. So one of the things that I wrote down, and it's a Bible verse, is that a lot of things didn't happen the way that they thought that it was going to happen because they were in fear. A lot of people, even though you have big dreams, you're scared of your dreams, right? So we don't move and we don't act out of fear. And so I think a lot of delays come because you're afraid to take action and you're afraid to rely on the dream that you've been given. I think that when we're given big dreams, we don't need to know every single step in how to make that dream come true. Some people are lazy, but I think a lot of it is fear. And so I think that for a lot of us that are trying to get to the next level of greatness, lazy really doesn't come into it. I think that we are scared of our dreams. So really 2015 was the warm up for a lot of us, and a lot of our dreams. I know I was starting to see fruition, things come to fruition towards the end of 2015 that may not necessarily, it shouldn't have happened in 2015. It really was the warm up for what's supposed to happen in 2016. So that encourages you, but fear really does block those blessings that we're expecting in our life. And so we have to realize, they say feel the fear and do it anyway. And a lot of us have to do that. I think it's important to remember how far you've come, not how far you have to go. It's like, has anybody, the great warm up. Has anybody ever run a marathon? If you've ever trained for a marathon and you've ever run a marathon, you will never finish the marathon if you think about how far you have still left to go, right? So I used to run marathons in my first one I ran in Chicago, and I almost didn't finish because I was so focused on how far I had left to go that you lose energy thinking about that. And so once I was able to change my mindset and I was able to focus on how far I had gone and to hit my stride that way, then it's a whole different experience. Trust me, you don't want to throw up quite as much. So you have to focus on where you've come from, not where you're going. And to really look at what areas in your life that you need to be focused on. And so the other thing that kept coming up is like I said, why are these delays happening? So fear is a big one, but I think that there are four other things that we have to realize why there are delays. Fear can cause procrastination. Absolutely, Nikki. So I think that sometimes God delays things because we want to do it our way and we don't want to do it necessarily the way that he wants it done. So, that's a big thing. Like I said, sometimes we get these big, huge dreams placed inside of us and we want to manage those dreams. Oh, love that. It's curly. I rotted it. So it's a little out of control. So we want to do things our way and not necessarily the way that things unfold in the best way. And that usually is the way God wants it to happen because God is the one that gives us these huge dreams. So, he says, and I think it's like, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, or neither are, your ways, my ways, and that thing. So you have to really trust that the dream that has been placed inside of you is going to be fulfilled, and maybe not necessarily the way that you think it's going to be fulfilled, but the way that it's supposed to be fulfilled. The other thing is that I think delays come so that you can demonstrate your faith in a higher power, your faith in the dream, your faith in yourself. And so a lot of times, we want it, we want what we want and we want it now. And that's not necessarily the way that it goes. And when we have to wait, that really gives us an opportunity to exercise our faith that the dream is there. The dream has already been fulfilled and it's just waiting to be unveiled. And harvest is guaranteed, right? It's how you handle that season where you're not necessarily seeing the fulfillment of your dreams. And then I think the delays come so that we can learn how to wait. We are like the most impatient people, and I can talk about myself. I am one of the most impatient people, and I really had to learn how to wait gracefully, and how to. I love when the light comes on. Ross is here. I had to learn how to wait gracefully, and I had to learn how to really be in action, but not active. So I think that you can be fulfilling the dream and you can be in action through your thoughts and doing some other things, as opposed to not actively focusing on that one thing that you're waiting to happen. And so I think that God always takes care of that, and God will bless the waiting. But we have to learn, I'm waving at Ross, we have to learn how to wait gracefully. And then the last thing is that God really wants the glory for this, right? And so a lot of times people, things are delayed because we're taking too much of the credit. And so, all things, work for the glory of God. And so a lot of times, God wants to make sure that you know that you can't do it without him. And so when we're taking too much of the credit and we're not using that greatness or that dream or our talents to glorify him and to bless the world, then a lot of times we're going to be in that whole waiting season until we figure that out. So, but I do want everybody to be encouraged because delays are not denials. And just because you don't get it now doesn't mean that it won't happen. We just have to learn how to manage that period where we're waiting for things to happen the way that we want them to happen. So, yay, good news. Delays are not denials. And I want you to take that with you and I want you to share it. I'm so glad, Nikki, that I could say something that blessed you, because you blessed me yesterday on LinkedIn. That was juicy. So I'm so glad that everybody is here and giving me hearts. Thank you so much. You can always give hearts and replays too. So you can always do that. Star City Kitty, yes, I will be thinking about you today. I know that it's never easy when things don't go the way you want them to go in relationships or friendships. And sometimes vacations, you spend way too much time with people that you may need to just visit with every once in a while. Family, friends, that sort of thing. So yes, I will be thinking about you. You guys have a wonderful day. And I will talk to you later. He is an on-time God. You're absolutely right about that. You guys have a great day.